Hi, welcome to Carl's Corner. I'm Carl, and I've started this YouTube channel, and I'm going to be making these videos to document and as a video diary for a journey that I've already started and thought I'd finished, but apparently not, and it is now about to continue into much more serious territory, if you will. I want to share this information for a few reasons. First of all, because what I'm about to talk about affects more men than I ever knew and most people would know. And so I think it's important from an informational point of view to share what I have experienced, what I know now, what I'm about to experience, and what I will learn along the way. To be honest, it's also a method to cope with what I'm about to go through. And also just for anyone that's has idle curiosity and is interested in what's happening, people that know me and they want to be kept up to date. So that's what this is all about. So what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about my cancer. I will start from the beginning, which started roughly about 20 months ago. Now, I will warn you before I continue that some of this information is going to be personal. Some of it may make some of you feel uncomfortable. None of it's going to be offensive or gratuitous, but I think it's important that I share all the details so that there's a thorough understanding of the information I want to share. If you don't want to hear it, that's fine. You don't have to watch the video, and I mean that sincerely. It's just that, like I say, I want to give the information unfiltered so that it edifies and helps whomever. So the story started about 20 months ago when I noticed that my nether regions, or part of them, were swollen. And I didn't think anything of it, really. I just thought it might be a mild infection or something that the body would take care of itself. So I didn't really do anything about it. But a couple of months went by, and not only had the swelling not subsided, it had actually gotten worse. And at that time, I thought, well, I should go and see a doctor. So I went into the clinic and I told the doctor what was going on. And an important fact here actually is that I hadn't experienced any pain whatsoever. The only symptom, if you will, was the swelling. So he's like, okay, well, let's have a look. And so he did a visual inspection and he said, right, I'm not sure, but I'm going to send you for a test just to eliminate what I think it might be. So to my surprise, he actually sent me for an ultrasound for the next day. This was very quick. And to shorten the story, from the day I went into the clinic to the day I had surgery to remove the cancer and the organ it was attached to was 10 days. It was so fast, it was like surreal. It was like it really didn't happen. I didn't really believe I had cancer then because it was so quick. Now, what's important here is that the clinic doctor and the urologist, the specialist, were very generous in their praise to me for coming to see them relatively quickly. Because you see, one of the challenges that they've seen is that people, and particularly men, typically don't, go to the doctor. It might be a cultural thing, it might be a bravado thing, who knows? But my urologist has did tell me examples of where guys came in and they'd had the problem for months and months. And he said to me that that particular cancer, which is called seminoma, he said is actually rapidly growing. It grows rapidly down there. He said if you had to come in even 6 months from now, he said we'd be having a very different conversation. And it wouldn't be good. So I said, whew, awesome. And yeah, so that was taken care of. And like I said, it happened so quick, I didn't even believe that I had cancer. Well, 2 weeks ago tomorrow, I got a call out of the blue from my oncologist. And the news wasn't good because, you see, after I had the surgery, and now that I had cancer, I was on a follow-up protocol. So every 3 months, I went and got blood work and got an x-ray. My oncologist examined things and we went from there. And everything had been fine until about 3 weeks ago when I got those tests done. So my oncologist called me to tell me that now the cancer had metastasized and was now in my lymph nodes. Now, before anybody is overly concerned, there is some good news here. The good news is that now it's only stage 2B. I won't go into the details about how they determine that because, yeah, there's a way they do it, but if you want to know how they do it, you can look it up. Anyway, it's only stage 2. So what this means is, it means obviously I have to have treatment. And what he told me is that surgery isn't an option, mainly because he said, well, we could do it, but I don't want to put you through that because we may not trust the results. That's how he phrased it. He said, so the treatment here is chemotherapy. Well, I can tell you, it was quite a shock. It still is a shock, obviously. Now, some more great news is that the prognosis is very, very good. The 5-year survivability of this type of cancer at the stage it's at, the 5-year survivability is 95%. 10-year survivability minimum is 77%. And of course, if it comes back, I can have more treatment. So the prognosis is very, very good. And I have to tell you that I am optimistic about the ultimate results of this. What I'm not so crazy about is what I'm about to go through. And that will be a 9-week, 21 treatment chemotherapy regime. And I'll be taking 3 different types of chemotherapy drugs. So I thought I'd make this video because you see this hair here. This is gonna go. I've been told this is gonna go. And actually, it's a bit moppy right now. It's a bit shaggy or what have you, because I was actually growing it out for a theater part that I was going to audition for, and I wanted to look a little bit scruffy. Well, that's not gonna happen now. So tomorrow I'm actually going to get my hair cut very, very short so that as it falls out, it'll just be, you know, a little bit of hair and not all this mess, right? There are other side effects that won't be great. And the thing about chemotherapy too is that although the treatments are 9 weeks, it takes about 8 to 12 months for the side effects and the ramifications of chemotherapy to actually fully get out of the system. So it's going to be 8 to 12 months until I'm my sunshiny self again. So anyway, that's where I'm at now. If you have questions, please leave comments. That's fine. I'll try and answer them. I'm happy to. But I'll finish this video on this. Gentlemen, check your beans. We hear lots of public announcements and public awareness about women checking their breasts for lumps and to prevent breast cancer. We hear a lot about that. We don't hear a lot about what I've got. And the thing is that testicular cancer isn't as common as breast cancer, but it is more common than we think. And much like breast cancer, it's very easily detectable just by tactile examination. And so I know it might make you feel a bit squeamish and you might go, oh, why is he talking about that? Well, I'm talking about it because it literally could save your life. Worst case. Best case, it can help you perhaps not go through what I'm about to go through. No guarantees, of course. But anyway, the whole point is that, knowing is better than not knowing. And the way you know is just check yourself. Anyway, thanks for those of you that have watched this video. And like I say, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And if you are interested in seeing more videos, let me know that too. And yeah, we'll go from here. I will probably be making another video either after my first treatment or after my first round of treatments, because that starts in, what's today? Saturday. So that starts in 9 days from now is when I'll be starting my chemotherapy. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, folks, that's all I got for now. Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon.